आप शुरुआत कर सकते हैं। अतुल जी शुरुआत कीजिए।
રેવા લોજ વડોદરા મને પ્રેયર ગાવાની જરાક બી અવાજ નહીં, ટીચકું બી નહીં, હમણાં અંદર જાય.
प्लीज सब लोग म्यूट कर लीजिए। अर्चना जी काइंडली म्यूट ऑल। यस प्लीज गो अहेड अतुल जी।
રેવા લોજ વડોદરા, રોહિત લોજ અમદાવાદ અને જ્યોતિ લોજ મુંબઈના ઉપક્રમે આયોજિત ત્રિવેણી મંગળવાર મીટના આજના પ્રવચન દૈવી ભેટ પર એક પ્રકાશના વક્તા શ્રી ચંદ્રકાંત શિંદેજી, શ્રીમતી રાજેશ્વરીબેન દવે, કૃતિકા ગોયલજી અને મોડરેટર શ્રી તરલભાઈ મુનશી તેમજ આજની સભામાં હાજર સર્વ સભ્યોનું સ્વાગત કરું છું. કેશવરબેન દસ્તુર વૈશ્વિક પ્રાર્થનાથી આજની સભાની શરૂઆત કરાવશે. કેશવરબેન, આપનું સ્વાગત છે.
O hidden life, vibrant in every atom.
O hidden life, vibrant in every atom.
O hidden light, shining in every creature.
O hidden light, shining in every creature.
O hidden love, embracing all in oneness.
O hidden love, embracing all in oneness.
May each who feels himself as one with thee
May each who feels himself as one with thee
know he is also one with every other.
know he is also one with every other.
Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Shanti, Shanti.
શ્રી તરલભાઈ મુનશીને આજની સભાની આગળની કાર્યો માટે આમંત્રિત કરું છું. તરલભાઈ, આપનું સ્વાગત છે.
Thank you Atul bhai. Welcome to all the speakers, Shinde ji, Rajeshwari ji, Kritika ji. Thank you Keshwar ji for your nice beginning every time. There are many, one or two international people also, so I will just request that all these participants should stay till end, because in Triveni meeting part 1 will be in English for 18 minutes, then the same part will be summarized in Gujarati in 9 minutes, the same part will be summarized in Hindi in 9 minutes, then again in part 2 the subject will be finished by Chandrakant ji in English, followed by Gujarati 9 minutes and Hindi 9 minutes. So please stay with us, and in the end it is open to all to add anything to the subject or ask any questions. Thank you. तो मैं शुरुआत करूंगा चंद्रकांत शिंदे जी से। वे जूलॉजी के प्रोफेसर हैं, करीब 37 इयर्स तक वे सर्विस में रहे। वे इंटरनेशनल और नेशनल स्पीकर हैं ही, टीएस के हम सभी जानते हैं। अडियार से जुड़े हैं 2006 से। वहाँ की एक विशाल काय लाइब्रेरी में पता नहीं कितना कितना बहुमूल्य कार्य वे कर रहे हैं। 16 साल से वे उस लाइब्रेरी से जुड़े हुए हैं। इंटरनेशनल जनरल काउंसिल और ईसी मेंबर हैं, इंडियन सेक्शन काउंसिल के मेंबर हैं, ईसी मेंबर हैं। अडियार में 2006 से रह रहे हैं। थियोसॉफी के कई आर्टिकल्स उन्होंने एडिटोरियल किए हैं। राधा बर्नियर की बुक पब्लिश की जिसका टाइटल था द वर्ल्ड अराउंड अस, और 10 जूलॉजी की टेक्स्ट बुक के ऑथर रहे हैं। उसके अलावा आर्टिकल्स आर पब्लिश्ड इन थियोसॉफिस्ट एंड अदर रीजनल जर्नल, एंड ही आल्सो वर्क्स एट मराठी थियोसॉफिकल फेडरेशन प्रेसिडेंट. So welcome Shinde ji, please go ahead with the subject. Thank you. Sir unmute कर लीजिए.
Yeah, thank you Taral ji, and also all members who are attending online in India as well as abroad, and also my co-speakers Rajeshwari Dave and Kritika Goel. I am happy that both are here, and they will definitely do the best. Thank you very much to all of you, and also I must thank to Triveni for inviting me in the month of January. January is the new year, and new year is this 2023 is marked by the birth centenary of our Radha Barnier. So I am happy to give this talk, and the title of the talk is In the Light of Divine Gift. And this title, it came in the mind of Taralji. So he went through my thoughts and told me some of the titles, and this title is quite appropriate. So in the light of divine gift, what gift we have received? We have this gift of Viveka Buddhi. And with this Viveka Buddhi, we must live. In the light of the Viveka, we must live our life, which is a life of service and sacrifice. So in this 20 minutes or 18 minutes, let me go quickly. The individualization is itself a divine gift, because by individualization he became real Homo sapiens. Otherwise he was simply a hominid. So Homo sapiens is the wise man. He became wise because of this process of individualization. He became an individual. This gift to human kingdom is received in course of evolution. Since then, man was the living image of the divine plan, that is God's plan. What it means? It means man is expression of God. Some part of the God has come to man and associated with the man. So man is the expression of God, and therefore God is reality of man. So everybody in search of this reality. So by such gift, man became the elder brother of all subhuman kingdoms, beings with special immortal virtues, because these are the human virtues which need to be developed in our mind, like love, compassion, joy, equanimity. The two important gifts we have received during the course of evolution, that his manas principle became active with the tool of mind to take a jump into invisible world, arupa world, and second is his hands become free from the job of locomotion. For what purpose? To extend his helping hands to his co-brothers, to his young brothers of subhuman kingdom. Once we understand this gift and the purpose of this gift, then we arrange our life accordingly. His brain is that tool that registers his experiences, and experiences after experiences, he becomes more and more wise and understandable. And we are going to study in next time, left brain, right brain got connected by number of numerous nervous connections, which is named as corpus callosum. This is the unique characteristic of all mammals, connection of left and right brains. It is for to balance the subjective and objective worlds. And therefore, the man became a nature's free agent. For what purpose? To work for others as servant of light. So the light of Viveka, and we must be servant of that light. Man is thus complex, self-conscious species, having spirit at one pole and matter at the other pole, connected by his intellect. Mahatma later says there is only one, you can call it as the spirit, or one element, you may call it as the Akasha. And this one element, as we know, gave rise to other four elements: earth, water, air, and fire. Earth, water, fire, and air. These are the four elements. And the fifth is the Akasha. And this Akasha or ether is a subtlest element. In the Mahatma letter it is said, spirit is the one And these elements are the garments of the spirit. These are the garments of the spirit. And what practice we must do? On the other day, in the Madras Federation talk, our international president Tim Boyd said, practice makes man perfect. This is the phrase which is popular. But he said, practice makes man perfect. More than that, perfect practice makes man perfect. So what is this perfect practice? He explained it as the right kind of practice is essential if you are doing practice. If you are doing wrong practice, then you may be destroyed yourself. So train your mind. Training of mind is required in the light of this Viveka, because we are the result of our own thoughts. That is what Buddha taught us long back. Thought is the main culprit, or it is this where our focus of attention should be, because all that we are is the result of our thought. So what practice we have to do? We have to make our mind loving and kind, make our mind joyous and empathetic. We make our mind compassion and make our mind more and more to have equanimity. So these are the 4 kinds of mind training. We have to become perfect in this kind. This is the perfect perfection. That is perfect practice. Practice of loving mind, practice of joyous mind, practice of compassionate mind, practice of equanimity mind. This is what in the international president mentioned purposely. This is our aim. We have to practice, and let us now this figure which shows our expanding world. Without such kind of mind, we can't expand our world. In the center, I am the self. So more importance is given to the self. But how this self goes on expanding is shown in this chart. It expands first. He identifies with his own body. Then he goes on identifying with his own feelings. Then he goes on identifying his own thoughts. And then he goes on identifying with the spiritual life, and finally reaches to divinity. Left to right I am going. Then the next above right corner, he identifies himself with himself first. Then he identifies with his family. Then identifies with his house, village, nation, and then he goes on thinking about the world concerned. So one world. Then next quarter we can see he identifies as my own neighbor first. First myself and then my neighbor. He concerned about his neighbor. Then he concerned about the animals, pet animals or all other animals. He become more ecological friendly. Then he loves plants, then minerals, and then thus he becomes universal. And this last quarter, he identifies himself with his own life. Then he concerned with the home life. Then he concerned with the civic life. Then he concerned with the national and race life. And finally, United Nations. So this is how a kind of expansion of our own consciousness, how our consciousness expands, that is shown here. So man has to prepare his mind with spirit energy within to activate and purify the matter that is the vehicle of the spirit. So in one sense, man is threefold. We have to understand this: spirit, soul, and body. What is soul? Soul is the vehicle of the spirit to become active in the invisible world or spiritual world, and body is the vehicle of the soul to work on the earth plane or material world. So in one sense, man is actively separated himself. He separated himself at mental level, emotional level, physical level. It is true because our thoughts are different, our emotions are different, our forms are different. So with these differences, we must develop our understanding with our rational thinking. We have this quality of rational thinking, and with this rational thinking capacity, to the fact that self as separation is an illusion. But this is an illusion at lower worlds. We can rise to the invisible world, get enlightened, and one can conceive the unity, because we are not disconnected. We are not apart from the nature. We are the part of the nature, because in the course of evolution, we served as minerals and become vegetables, then served as vegetables and become animals, served as animals and then become human beings. Now we must learn to serve selflessly to become superhuman. So it is interesting to know that our skeleton system, the system of bones, is a gift received from nature by serving as minerals. Our lymphatic system, lymph nodules, and immune system, lymph that circulates all that we have, is a divine gift received from nature by serving in vegetable kingdom. And the perceptive power, perceptive quality of our nervous system and the developed brain is the gift of nature, as we served selflessly in animal kingdom. I am saying this selflessly because we were under the control of instinct. We were not having freedom. And therefore, we are under the commands of the divine mind. And according to the divine mind, we were, this diagram, I will show you this one, is the different funnels they are shown. It is interesting to know these funnels. Leadbeater has explained this one about the funnel, how the this diagram of the funnel, the first number one funnel, you can see, represents the earlier stage, when the pupil has yet only the ordinary consciousness in the physical, astral, and mental bodies. Therefore, the first funnel mouth is at the middle of the mental plane between the higher and lower ones. Then funnel number 2, that shows a second stage when the consciousness is already linked with the ego. The funnel will be extended to the lower part of the buddhic plane as soon as the pupil develops that consciousness. And the third funnel, that which is very interesting to all of us when we speak about collective consciousness, what happens in the group? Because we know very well this importance of satsanga. Because of this satsanga, because of the being in the sangha, it is interesting to develop ourselves into expanding consciousness. So here, third funnel is an attempt to show the appearance of the compound funnel made by a truly united groups. It will be noted that the individual funnels have been altered in shape by the compression. So we all togetherness, how it becomes the larger funnel, and whatever arrows are going out horizontally are intended to represent the unconscious radiation of love and mental power through the aids of the funnel. So through the sides of the funnel. So that is what explained by the C.W. Ledbetter, who was the clairvoyant, and we definitely trust in him. And we now experience also, if we are together, we understand more. J. Krishnamurti also said, I quote here, a dull and cunning, stupid mind, as we spoke about the different kinds of minds, loving mind, joyous mind, compassionate mind, and equanimity mind. These four kinds of mind, when we Buddha spoke about, then Krishnamurti explains, a dull and cunning, stupid mind taking drugs, being conditioned, will experience a great many things, because by taking drug, he may rise above the mental plane and may experience a great many things. But when the drug wears off, it is back to its own backward. So backward means he comes down again. The same thing is said in the all this. So all these funnels and all this, our Shankaracharya, they have said about this, that satsangatve nissangatvam, nissangatve nirmamotvam, nirmahotve nischal tattvam, and nischal tattve jivan mukti. This is what we are expanding our consciousness, being in the group. This is what we think and what we are. So what you think, that you become, no doubt, but still you have to use your discriminative power, what we think and what we are. So maybe we are thinking differently and our heart may be feeling differently. So synchronization of heart and mind is necessary. And this is what we have to be aware and train the mind to think. Thinking is also essential. We don't think actually. We just carry one thought, carried by one thought, immediately followed by the other thought, and we are not thinking deeply. That thinking capacity need to be developed. So this is one more slide. Everyone must choose one of two, whether to go to heaven or to hell. And in between, there is a barrier actually. And that barrier, who will cross? Who goes beyond the thought? Only that barrier can be crossed, and then he goes to the heaven. Otherwise, we are repeating our life. That is what it is shown, how it is in a circulation, and at the top there is the star. And this kind of going on and on and on. We are here, so we must use our divine gift to choose rightly and practice. A perfected practice is needed. So now in human kingdom, we need to sacrifice our personal life to serve others consciously and to evolve into superhuman kingdom. But in this human kingdom, we are having choice to live for others and to live for real. That choice, whether you choose unreal or real, heaven or hell, that is our prayer. Lead me from unreal to real. And mind is the tool, which is the greatest layer of the real. So H.P. Blavatsky, Voice of the Silent, said, slay the slayer. Mind is the slayer of the real, slay the slayer. Here, why unfortunately we are slaying the voice whispering voice that our conscience is telling us, we are slaying that voice. And therefore, we are not able to slay the slayer. So, it is self-knowledge which is essential to jump from unreal to real. So, this is what in the part first, one more thing, question was asked. That question I just repeat. Why lunar Pitri is sent to the earth? Even if this, in the course of evolution, this gift is given to you, but still, in the course of evolution, lunar Pitri is sent to earth to help us, and they are actually, Pitri seems to come from like gods related to us. We are in reality strangers to our spiritual selves because of our own personality limitants. We don't know our own spiritual self actually because of personality limitations. So whatever unfoldment takes place in our consciousness is not limited to our individuals, but for the whole humanity. That is one of the keynote. If you become wise, some part of the human consciousness becomes wise, and that helps the total humanity. That is the very interesting thing we must note. Here ends my first part. Thank you.
Thank you, Shinde-ji. It was really wonderful. Rajeshwari-ji, welcome. Let me give a small and brief introduction of Rajeshwari-ji. She is from Vadodara, qualified BSc, M.Ed, more than 35 year experience of teaching. प्रिंसिपल की तरह उन्होंने रिटायर्ड काम किया है और रिटायर हुई गोखलीबाई स्कूल जूनियर कॉलेज मुंबई से. She is very much interested in delivering various lectures different in education institutions. और हमारे त्रिवेणी पर एक लगातार वक्ता है. तो आइए राजेश्वरी जी, गुजराती में 9 मिनट में अपना समापन कीजिए. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद.
थैंक यू वेरी मच. नमस्कार शिंदे जी, आपने बहुत सिंपल भाषाમાં ગુજરાતી સમજાય તો ઠીક છે. बहुत सिंपल लैंग्वेज में यू हैव एक्सप्लेन इट. आई एम ट्राइंग, लेट मी ट्राई फॉर दिस. કારણ કે આજે છે એ વાત છે એ થોડી ગહન વાત છે, પણ આપણે બને એટલું સરળ ગુજરાતીમાં કરવાની મેં કોશિશ કરી છે. તો બધા શાંતિથી સાંભળજો, કારણ કે મજા બહુ આવે એવી વાત છે. આપણને સૌ માનવીઓને એક દિવ્ય ભેટ મળી છે, એના વિશે આજે આપણે વાત કરવાના છીએ. આ દિવ્ય ભેટ છે તે અસ્તિત્વની છે. આપણું જે અસ્તિત્વ છે એ આપણી એક દિવ્ય ભેટ છે. આ ભેટ માનવીને ઉત્ક્રાંતિના સમયથી મળી છે. ત્યારથી જ માણસ ઈશ્વરના આયોજનના પ્રતીક રૂપે જીવતો આવ્યો છે. આવી ભેટ મળવાથી બીજા કોઈને નથી મળી, આપણે માણસને જ આ ભેટ મળી છે. આવી ભેટ મળવાથી માનવોથી ઉતરતા સામ્રાજ્યમાં, એટલે આપણાથી નીચેના જે જેન્ડર્સ છે, જે જાતિઓ છે, તેમાં આપણે મોટા ભાઈ થઈ ગયા છીએ. કેમ કે આપણામાં શાશ્વત ગુણો જેવા કે પ્રેમ, કરુણા, આનંદ અને ધીરજ છે. આપણું મુખ્ય મન સક્રિય બન્યું છે, જે અરૂપ અથવા અદ્રશ્ય વિશ્વમાં જઈ શકે છે. આપણું મન ક્યાંનું ક્યાંય જઈ શકે છે. તે પોતાના હાથ અન્ય કાર્યો ઉપરાંત તેના જેવડા અન્ય બંધુઓ અથવા ઉતરતા નિમ્ન સામ્રાજ્યના બાંધવોને મદદ કરવા મુક્ત થયા છે. ડાબો મગજ અને જમણું મગજ અસંખ્ય ચેતાતંતુઓથી દેહના બે ભાગથી જોડાયેલું છે. શિંદે સાહેબે પીપીટી પ્રેઝન્ટેશનમાં ડાયાગ્રામથી બધું સરસ સમજાવ્યું આપણને. આમ જે મનુષ્ય છે એ જ બીજા લોકો માટે પ્રકૃતિનો મુખ્ય એજન્ટ બનીને જ્ઞાનનો પ્રકાશ ફેલાવતો સેવક બને છે. આ રીતે માણસ એવી જટિલ જાતિ છે કે જેના એક છેડે આત્મા છે અને બીજા છેડે મન અથવા બુદ્ધિ છે, જેથી તે સ્વયંથી સભાન એવા મનુષ્ય તરીકે અસ્તિત્વ ધરાવે છે. આ શક્તિથી પોતાના આત્માના વાહક એવા દેહને સક્રિય અને શુદ્ધ કરે છે. આમ તો એક અર્થમાં કહેવા જઈએ તો તે 3 સ્વરૂપમાં અસ્તિત્વ ધરાવે છે: આત્મીય ભાવ, આત્મા અને શરીર. આમ એક અર્થમાં માણસ સક્રિય તો છે, પરંતુ તે માનસિક, ભાવનાત્મક અને આધ્યાત્મિક સ્તરે અલગ પડે છે, કારણ કે આપણા વિચારોનું સ્વરૂપ જુદું છે અને ભાવનાત્મક સ્વરૂપ અલગ છે. આ ભિન્નતાને આપણે આપણી તાર્કિક ક્ષમતા વડે સમજીને કે સ્વ ભિન્નતા કેવળ શાબ્દિક સ્તરની નિમ્નતા જ છે, એના માટે થઈને શિંદે સાહેબે કીધું કે આપણે માઇન્ડને ટ્રેન કરવાનું છે. વી હેવ ટુ ટ્રેન અવર માઇન્ડ. સંપૂર્ણ મહાવરો પ્રેક્ટિસ ટીમ બોયડે જે કીધું હતું એનો ઉલ્લેખ કર્યો શિંદે સાહેબે કે પ્રેક્ટિસ મેક્સ ધ મેન પરફેક્ટ. એમાં એમણે એડ કર્યું કે પરફેક્ટ પ્રેક્ટિસ, યોગ્ય દિશામાં પ્રયત્ન કરીએ તો આપણને એનો ફાયદો મળે છે. ખાલી પ્રેક્ટિસ કર્યા કરીએ તો ન ચાલે, આપણે યોગ્ય દિશામાં પ્રેક્ટિસ કરવી પડે અને સંપૂર્ણ પ્રેક્ટિસ, પરફેક્ટ પ્રેક્ટિસ કરવી પડે. બહુ ઇન્ટરેસ્ટિંગ વાત કરીએ આપણા અસ્થિતંત્ર વિશે. આપણને પ્રકૃતિ તરફથી જ મળેલી એક દિવ્ય ભેટ છે, ખનિજ સ્વરૂપે મળી છે. આપણા લસિકા તંત્રો અને સ્ત્રાવ ગ્રંથિઓ જે આખા શરીરમાં પરિભ્રમણ કરે છે, એને ગ્રહણ કરવા માટે આપણને તે પ્રાણી જગતમાં નિસ્વાર્થપણે આપણે સેવા કરીએ. તેથી અને આત્મસભાન થતા માનવી તરીકે ઉત્ક્રાંતિ અથવા તો કુદરત તરફથી પ્રકૃતિની ભેટ સ્વરૂપે મળ્યું છે. હવે માનવ જાતિમાં પણ સુપર હ્યુમન તરીકે વિશ્વમાં ઉત્ક્રાંતિ થઈ શકે, તેથી તે હેતુથી આપણે અન્ય બાંધવો માટે આપણે સ્વેચ્છાએ આપણા અંગત જીવનનો ત્યાગ કરવાની જરૂર છે. પરંતુ અત્યારના આ માનવ વિશ્વમાં આપણી પાસે આપણે બીજા બંધુઓ માટે જીવી શકીએ તેવી પસંદગી કરવાની તક હોય છે, ભલે પછી તે વાસ્તવિક અથવા અવાસ્તવિક જણાતી હોય. અને આપણી પ્રાર્થના છે, જે હું અહીંયા ગુજરાતીમાં કહીશ, સાહેબે જે કીધી, અસત્યો માહેથી પ્રભુ પરમ સત્યે તું લઈ જા. અસત્યમાંથી આપણે પરમ સત્ય તરફ જવાની જે પ્રાર્થના છે એ જ અહીંયા લાગુ પડે છે. એટલે કે મને અવાસ્તવિકતામાંથી વાસ્તવિકતા તરફ દોરજે. જે લોકોને આ કવિતા ખબર હશે એને ખ્યાલ હશે કે ઊંડા અંધારેથી પ્રભુ પરમ તેજે તું લઈ જા, પણ આપણે અંધારામાંથી તેજની બદલે અહીંયા એમ કહીએ છીએ કે અસત્યમાંથી સત્ય તરફ લઈ જા. એટલે કે અવાસ્તવિકતામાંથી વાસ્તવિકતા તરફ લઈ જવાની વાત છે, અને તેને માટેનું સાધન મન છે. તે વાસ્તવિકતાની હત્યા કરે છે. તેથી વોઇસીસ ઓફ ધ સાયલન્સમાં HP બ્લેવેટ્સ્કી કહે છે, હત્યારાને મારી નાખો. તમે જાણો છો કે કેવી રીતે કહી શકાય? એનો અર્થ છે મૌન કથનના ઘાતક અવાજોની હત્યા કરવાનું કહે છે. તેનું સ્વરૂપ અવાસ્તવિક હોય તેવું લાગે છે અને તેની કાતિલ આંખો બધી જ ભ્રાંતિઓ સામે આંધળી થઈ જાય છે. અવાસ્તવિકતા તરફથી વાસ્તવિકતા તરફ છલંગ લગાડવા માટેનું સ્વયં વિશેનું જ્ઞાન હોવું જરૂરી છે. એમાં પોતાને જાણો, નો યોરસેલ્ફ, પોતાને જાણવાનું બહુ જરૂરી છે. સાહેબે આપણને જે કૃષ્ણમૂર્તિનું પણ એક વાક્ય કહ્યું કે dull, cunning, stupid mind taking drugs, being conditioned with experience a great many things, but when the drug wears off, it's back to its own backyard. પોતાના માઇન્ડને પોતાને જાણવાનું અને પોતાને જ એની તરફ દોરી જવાનું. એટલે દર્શન જે છે, વિઝન છે, એ અલગ અસ્તિત્વ તરીકેનું સ્વયંનું હોવું એ ભ્રાંતિ છે અને એકત્વ હોવું એ દર્શન છે. આમ તમે જોજો કે કોઈની તરફ તમે જ્યારે જોશો ત્યારે એની આંખ ચમકતી દેખાશે, કારણ કે આપણે વાત કરીશું તો આંખ ચમકતી દેખાશે તમને. આ આપણી ચમકતી આંખો જ્યારે શાશ્વતતા, અનંતતા અને એકલતા લાવે છે ત્યારે તે આંધળી થઈ જાય છે. એકતા લાવે છે ત્યારે તે આંધળી થઈ જાય છે. આ આધ્યાત્મિક આંખ, સ્પિરિચ્યુઅલ આઈઝ, હંમેશા ખુલ્લી રાખવી જોઈએ. આધ્યાત્મિક આંખ એવી સાવધ અને સતર્ક હોય છે. ઓલવેઝ કન્ટિન્યુઅસ ચોઇસલેસ અવેરનેસ. ઇટ ઇઝ ધ સેન્ટેન્સ ફ્રોમ જે કૃષ્ણમૂર્તિ. હંમેશા જાગૃતિ રાખવી જોઈએ. ત્યારે તે આધ્યાત્મિક આંખ એવી સાવધ, ઓલવેઝ અને સતર્ક હોય છે. જ્યારે પણ ક્યારેક આપણાથી મિસ્ટેક થઈ જાય ત્યારે આપણે પાછળ જોઈએ તો એવું લાગે છે કે ત્યારે આપણી અસાવધાની હતી. એટલે સાવધ હંમેશા રહેવું બહુ જરૂરી છે. બધાનું પ્રેમપૂર્વક એક થઈને અને કરુણાથી નિરીક્ષણ કરે છે આત્માની આંખ. આત્માની આંખ છે એ બધાનો પ્રેમ અને કરુણા, ઓલ આર વન, બધા જ એક છે એવી પ્રેમ અને કરુણાથી હંમેશા બીજા તરફ જોવે છે. શંકરને છે તેવી આંખ, ત્રિનેત્રી. તેવી આંખ આપણે તેવી ત્રીજી આંખ હોય છે, પરંતુ તે નિષ્ક્રિય અવસ્થામાં છે. આપણી જે ત્રીજી આંખ છે એ નિષ્ક્રિય અવસ્થામાં છે, આપણે એનો ઉપયોગ કરતા નથી કે જે એક સમાન બધાની સામે જોઈ શકે. ચંદ્ર અસ્તિત્વ વિશે પણ એમણે વાત કરી. આપણને તે વિશે બહુ માહિતી મળતી નથી, પણ આપણી માનવજાત ચંદ્રની માનવજાતનો એક ભાગ છે. પરિપૂર્ણ ચંદ્ર અસ્તિત્વ અથવા તો પિતૃ આપણી સાથે સંકળાયેલા ઈશ્વર તરફથી આવ્યા હોય તેવું જણાય છે. હકીકતમાં આપણે આપણા આત્મિક અસ્તિત્વથી અજાણ છીએ, કારણ કે તે આપણી પોતાની વ્યક્તિગત મર્યાદા છે. આપણી ચેતનામાં જે કાંઈ પ્રગટ થાય છે તે વ્યક્તિગત સ્વરૂપનું મર્યાદિત છે એવું નથી. બધા જ કરી શકે છે, વ્યક્તિગત મર્યાદા જેવું કાંઈ આમાં હોતું નથી, પરંતુ તે તો સમગ્ર માનવ જાતિ માટેનું છે. આમ જેઓ અહીં આવ્યા છે તેઓ આવ્યા તો છે માનવ જાતને મદદ કરવા માટે જ. કદાચ તેઓ આ અંગેની સૂક્ષ્મતા સમજવા માટે આદર્શ શરીર ધારણ કરવા માટે સૌથી વધારે યોગ્ય છે. એમણે તે બીજી પણ એક વાત કરી કે જે ફનેલ બતાવી છે અહીંયા આગળ આ ચિત્રમાં, પ્રાથમિક, સેકન્ડ લેવલની અને થર્ડ લેવલની લેડબિટરની જે ત્રણ ફનેલ બતાવી છે એમણે.
સ્ક્રીન શેર કર્યું છે.
અચ્છા, ઓકે. આ ત્રણ ફનલ વિશે પણ એમણે વાત કરી, જે ઈગોની છે,
2 minutes more.
છે હાજી, યસ, અને કૃષ્ણમૂર્તિના વિશેનું આપણે જોયું આની અંદર. એ ઉપરાંત એમણે શરૂઆતમાં જ જે એક ચાર્ટ આપ્યો હતો, અવર એક્સપાન્ડિંગ વર્લ્ડ, એમાં એમણે કહ્યું કે આપણું વિશ્વ, વિસ્તરતું વિશ્વ છે, આપણા નેબર છે, આપણા પડોશી છે, આપણું પરિવાર છે, આપણું શરીર છે, આપણી પર્સનલ લાઈફ છે, એ બધું જ આપણું એક્સપાન્ડિંગ વર્લ્ડ છે. થેન્ક યુ વેરી મચ.
थैंक यू सो मच ऑन एंडिंग एट द राइट टाइम. और मैं इनवाइट करूंगा कृतिका जी को और एक संक्षिप्त परिचय उनका देना चाहूंगा. कृतिका is a fresh engineering graduate who has pursued BTech in mechatronics from Banastali, Vidyapit, Rajasthan. She is native of Ghaziabad और प्रयास थियोसॉफिकल लॉज की एक युवा सक्रिय सदस्य है. वे एक प्रशिक्षित शास्त्रीय नृत्यांगना है और दुनिया भर में यात्रा करना और नई चीजों की खोज करना पसंद करती हैं. वे बहुत उत्साही है और यंग थियोसॉफी में काफी सक्रिय है. यंग ग्रुप में हमेशा दूसरों की मदद करने को तैयार रहती है. काफी सारे यूथ कैंप्स में उन्होंने पार्टिसिपेशन किया है और लगातार वो एक फैसिलिटेटर और मॉडरेटर की तरह यंग इंडियन थियोसॉफिस्ट ग्रुप में आती रहती हैं. त्रिवेणी पर भी वो लगातार आती हैं. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. तो एक युवा भारतीय थियोसॉफिस्ट आपके सामने है, एक अच्छा सा विषय लेकर. आइए कृतिका जी.
Thank you so much, Taral sir. Thank you so much, Shinde sir, for bringing up this. And thank you so much, Rajeshwari ma'am, इतने अच्छे translation के लिए और आपने जो खुद से भी add on किया उसके लिए. दिव्य उपहार पर एक प्रकाश. तो जैसे कि शिंदे सर ने कहा कि विवेक के प्रकाश में हमें जीवन जीना चाहिए, जो कि है सेवा और बलिदान. वैयक्तिकरण एक ईश्वरीय उपहार है. यह उपहार, गिफ्ट, मानव साम्राज्य को विकास के क्रम में प्राप्त हुआ. तब से मनुष्य ईश्वरीय योजना यानी ईश्वर की योजना, विकास की जीवित छवि था. इस तरह के उपहार से वह प्रेम, करुणा, खुशी और समानता जैसे विशेष अमर गुणों वाले सभी उपमानव साम्राज्य के बड़े भाई बन गए. उनका मनस सिद्धांत मन के उपकरण यानी अरूपा विश्व या अदृश्य दुनिया में कूदने के लिए सक्रिय हो गया. उनके हाथ उपमानव साम्राज्य के अपने सह भाइयों और छोटे भाइयों की मदद करने के काम से मुक्त हो गए। बस हमें इस तोहफे का, इस गिफ्ट का मतलब और उद्देश्य पता चलने की देरी है। सब्जेक्टिव और ऑब्जेक्टिव दुनिया को संतुलित करने के लिए लेफ्ट ब्रेन और राइट ब्रेन कॉर्पस कैलोमस नामक कई तंत्रिका कनेक्शनों से जुड़े हुए हैं। इस प्रकार मनुष्य प्रकाश के सेवक के रूप में दूसरों के लिए काम करने के लिए प्रकृति का स्वतंत्र एजेंट बन गया। इस प्रकार मनुष्य यानी ह्यूमन बीइंग एक जटिल आत्म जागरूक प्रजाति है, जिसके एक छोर पर आत्मा है और दूसरे छोर पर पदार्थ मन या बुद्धि से जुड़ा हुआ है। तो उस आत्मा के वाहनों के मामले को सक्रिय और शुद्ध करने के लिए अपने मन को आध्यात्मिक ऊर्जा के साथ तैयार करना पड़ेगा। तो एक मायने में हमारे 3 फोल्ड्स हैं, यानी 3 परतें हैं, स्पिरिट, सोल और बॉडी। सोल अदृश्य दुनिया या आध्यात्मिक दुनिया में कार्य करने के लिए स्पिरिट का वाहन है। शरीर यानी बॉडी पृथ्वी पर काम करने के लिए सोल का वाहन है। तो एक तरीके से मानव सक्रिय है, लेकिन मानसिक, भावनात्मक और शारीरिक स्तर पर अलग है, क्योंकि हमारे विचार भिन्न हैं, हमारे भाव भिन्न हैं, हमारे रूप भिन्न हैं। इन मतभेदों के साथ हमें अपनी तर्क संगत सोच क्षमता के साथ अपनी समझ को इस तथ्य के प्रति विकसित करना चाहिए कि अलगाव के रूप में आत्म निचली दुनिया में एक भ्रम है और एकता की कल्पना करने के लिए प्रबुद्ध है। यह जानना काफी दिलचस्प है कि हमारा कंकाल तंत्र मतलब स्केलेटल सिस्टम हड्डियों का तंत्र खनिज यानी मिनरल्स के रूप में सेवा करके प्रकृति से प्राप्त हमारे दैवीय उपहार है। लिम्फ नोडल्स और लिम्फ द्वारा हमारा लिम्फेटिक सिस्टम जो हमारे पास सब कुछ प्रसारित करता है, प्रकृति से वनस्पति साम्राज्य यानी वेजिटेबल किंगडम में सेवा करके प्राप्त एक दिव्य उपहार है। शिंदे सर ने एक डायग्राम समझाया था, तो मैं उस चीज को ट्रांसलेट नहीं करूंगी क्योंकि मुझे लगता है वो काफी क्लियर था, तो हम आगे बढ़ेंगे। हमारे लिम्फेटिक सिस्टम या मस्तिष्क का बहुत गमे गुण प्रकृति का उपहार है, क्योंकि हमने पशु जगत में निस्वार्थ भाव से सेवा की और स्वयं जागरूक मानव के रूप में विकसित हुए। जे कृष्णमूर्ति जी का एक कोट शिंदे सर ने बोला था, एक सुस्त, चालाक, मूर्ख दिमाग ड्रग्स लेना या संस्कारित होना या बहुत सी चीजों का अनुभव करेगा, लेकिन जब दवा खत्म हो जाती है तो यह अपने पिछले रूप में वापस आ जाता है। अब मानव साम्राज्य में हमें सचेत रूप से दूसरों की सेवा करने के लिए अपने व्यक्तिगत जीवन को त्यागने की आवश्यकता है। अलौकिक साम्राज्य यानी सुपर ह्यूमन किंगडम में विकसित होने के लिए, मतलब अगर हमें इस लेवल से भी सुपर ह्यूमन लेवल पे जाना है तो हमें अपने व्यक्तिगत जीवन को त्यागना पड़ेगा। लेकिन इस मानव साम्राज्य में हमारे पास दूसरों के लिए जीने या असत्य या वास्तविक के लिए जीने का विकल्प है। यानी जब तक हम इस मानव साम्राज्य में है, जब तक हम सुपर ह्यूमन किंगडम में नहीं जाते हैं, तब तक हमें सर्विस, सैक्रिफाइस इन सब पे काम करना पड़ेगा। यही हमारी प्रार्थना है। कहती हैं स्ले द स्लेयर। आप जानते हैं कि फिर क्या होता है? उनका रूप असत्य प्रतीत होता है। जब when we slay the slayer तो हमें उनका रूप असत्य प्रतीत होता है और उनकी आंखें सभी यानी हमारी आंखें सभी भ्रमों के प्रति दृष्टिहीन हो जाती हैं। असत्य से वास्तविक की ओर छलांग लगाने के लिए आत्मज्ञान आवश्यक है। आप जानते हैं कि 3 बड़े भ्रम हैं, स्पेस, टाइम और सेल्फ। आयाम यानी डायमेंशन के रूप में अंतरिक्ष एक भ्रम है, अनंत दृष्टि है। अलगाव के रूप में स्वयं एक भ्रम है और एकता दृष्टि है। इसीलिए हमारी आंखों को अनंत अनंत काल तक और एकता के दर्शन के लिए दृष्टिहीन होना चाहिए। इसके लिए आध्यात्मिक आंख को खोलना पड़ेगा। आध्यात्मिक आंख एक सतर्क आंख है जो प्रेम, एकता और करुणा के साथ देखती है। आत्मा नेत्र हमारी तीसरी आंख है। पीनियल आंख हमारे पास है लेकिन सुप्त अवस्था में है। ये प्रश्न जब पूछा गया, जैसे कि शिंदे सर ने बोला, चंद्र पितर यानी ल्यूनर पिट्रीस क्यों पृथ्वी पर भेजे गए, तो हम इसके बारे में ज्यादा तो नहीं जानते। हमारी मानवता आंशिक रूप से चंद्र मानवती है। पूर्ण चंद्र निकाय या पितृ हमसे संबंधित देवताओं की तरह प्रतीत होते थे। वास्तव में हमें अपने स्वयं के व्यक्ति की सीमा के कारण अपनी आध्यात्मिक आत्मा के लिए अजनबी होना पड़ा। हमारी चेतना में जो कुछ भी प्रकट होता है वह केवल हमारे तक ही सीमित नहीं है, बल्कि पूरी मानवता के लिए है। इसलिए जो लोग यहाँ आए हैं वे यहाँ मानवता की मदद के लिए आए हैं। शायद वे सूक्ष्मताओं को समझने के लिए, आवश्यक शरीरों के लिए मॉडल बनाने के लिए सबसे उपयुक्त थे। इसी के साथ मैं अपना पार्ट 1 समाप्त करती हूँ। थैंक यू।
2 मिनट है अभी, कृतिका अगर बोलना हो तो।
Wonderful, Kritika, wonderful. Both Rajeshwari and Kritika, they have understood very nicely and explained correctly in their language. I am very happy to listen both of you. Really wonderful. What we go to the next topics, Taralji?
Yeah.
So this human evolution, we need to understand. Everybody should read and understand, try to explain to the others human evolution. As we study in theosophy, that the first 2 races were without form. That means that time, how they were communicating? They were communicating with the frequencies. Now we are knowing about the frequencies. But those 2 races were without form or shape. And the form we got in 3rd root race. At the end of this race, sexes were separated. What I am to say you here is, we as humans have 3 basic instincts: ego, sex, and love. These are the 3 basic instincts we have, which are the animal instinct actually: ego, sex, and love. Ego is that instinct which divides, which analyzes. What is it that divides? We must ask question. It is this ego instinct divides and analyzes. And the sex is another instinct. It is also a divine gift. Ego is divine gift, sex is divine gift, love is divine gift, because these are in the form of instinct energy we have inherited in the course of evolution. So all instincts are helpful for our independent existence and survival, and to fulfill our needs of our personality, needs of our mental opinions, aspirations. So this ego instinct dividing, sex instinct is uniting. Both are malignant. That means they make us greedy. They are malignant. But love instinct is the master key that embraces all in one. And for realizing the unity of life or realizing the oneness of life is the real game of life. So we must intellectualize ourselves, try to make use of our discriminative power, intellectual power, our IQ, and try to understand that logically, rational thinking makes us to understand that physically we share one earth, chemically we share one chemical pattern, biologically we share one life, sociologically we share one humanity, and spiritually we share one intelligence. When there is one, this can be repeatedly thought over, deeply thought over, deeply contemplated, and try to get convinced that oneness of life is the fact. Try to understand it, and that is why from the third root race onwards, sexes are separated so that you can come together, love each other. But don't forget that these are the malignant. We must go beyond that. So to have stable and firm skeletal system is developed. We got it from the mineral kingdom. Just now we have told. I want to emphasize on the lymph, because lymph and lymphatic nodules, lymphatic system, all these are giving us immune system, helpful for survival, and this all came from the plant kingdom. We are like that. Whenever we want energy, we get from the plant. So we need to be grateful to the plant kingdom. Then I am going more on the biological way. DMT is the molecule dimethyl tryptamine. So this dimethyl tryptamine molecule is widespread through the plant kingdom, which is usually used by the psychedelic experiences. This is called amber substance. Also, it is also called spirit molecule, and is also present in our cerebrospinal fluid. So the founder of polarity theory of he said, his name is Randolph Stone. He stated that soul swims in the cerebrospinal fluid. Where is the soul? Many people, they say pineal gland is the place of soul. True, pineal gland is in the cavity of third ventricle, and from there is the cerebrospinal fluid goes all over the spine. So he said soul swims in the cerebrospinal fluid. And then Dr. Andrew, American School of Osteopathy, he said cerebrospinal fluid as an intermediary in the movement of divine intelligence. Why I am giving this importance? Because cerebrospinal fluid is very much important in our entire central nervous system. If you go through the different functions of the cerebrospinal fluid, we can say it is the transmission of information to the brain, transport nutrients to the hormones and central nervous system, instructor of the stem cells, which are potential cells. They can get differentiated into any kind of cells in the body. And this cerebrospinal fluid instruct to the stem cell whether to multiply or to differentiate. So if it instructs to the cells to multiply, then it goes on multiplying, and it becomes a malignant knot. Then the fourth function, it is the manager of heart rhythm. It is a regulator of appetite. It is an eliminator of waste. It is a shock absorber of the brain, pineal gland, and pituitary body. So here you can see in this diagram that yellow part is the corpus callosum, to which the forceps is touching. I'm not going detail into it, but by corpus callosum is the bundle of nerve connection which I stated in the earlier part. And here in the diagram, it is the third ventricle. This third ventricle is very important. It is internally lined by the ciliated cells with receptors to monitor information, light, growth factors, hormones, and it flows movement and vibrations. So this third ventricle, we know now that water has memory power. Then why not this mysterious cerebrospinal fluid in the third ventricle, which can absorb, store, and transmit energy? So in this third ventricle, we need to know more about this, because on the anterior side towards the forehead, there is the pituitary body, and behind there is the pineal body. And then upper and lower thalamus parts are there. This is what we study. And as we know now, breath is energy vehicle. So we can manipulate and accelerate the movement of cerebrospinal fluid through the breath control. And the scientist from South Africa, Lauren Buys, is a Kundalini global yoga teacher, now resides in the New York. She writes about body blocks, and Kumbhak and Rechak we know. If we hold the breath and release breath by holding breath, that creates a pressure against the pineal gland. And as the breath released, a stimulation of the cilia takes place, and DMT, that is dimethyltryptamine, and serotonin are released from the pineal gland. We will study later on. But by this, Kumbhak and Rechak, lower gate opens, and this allows the opening of thalamic gate at the brain stem, which is usually closed, which is connected to reticular activity system of RAS, that is called in short RAS. This RAS is responsible for our levels of awareness as it receives stimulations from our senses, from what we see and what we hear. If we were in bed at night and heard tinkling at our front door or something ratting at the window, this RAS system would be responsible for that awareness. Even if you are in sleep, you definitely note yourselves. Something is at the front door, trickling. So this is what this RAS connection is there. When the above thalamic gate opens to RAS, when senses are closed, then energy from the power center of our body moves to brain. Why I am giving this? Two centers. If the down center is opened, we can hear from the distance, clairvoyance like that. If the upper door is opened, then we can go to the higher level, and brain begins to show the gamma brain waves pattern, which is usually it is observed. Here it is explained, two types of brain, left brain, right brain. It is quite obvious nowadays, because left brain and right brain, when we study, we can come to know that how it is helpful for us, especially to know that left brain gives local attention, but right brain gives global attention. Left brain is concerned with perception of the world as composed of individual building blocks, but right brain recognizes of the whole, and left brain receiving dead objects, whereas right brain shows the recognition of living things. And the left brain attuned and understanding static and decontextual objects. But right brain recognizing of living things, openness to new experiences, and abstract and symbolic, but right brain is intuitional and empathetic. This is what a lot of information is given of the left brain and right brain. Even in frequencies, what I said, DNA not only reacts to but can be repaired with certain frequencies. This is why music is good medicine. That we have to understand. When we listen to the music, we raise ourselves to the spiritual world. Naturally, music takes us to the spiritual world. In that sense, being involved in music is also good. This diagram shows the synchronization of brain and mind is required. Brain and heart is required. So don't cry over the past, it's gone. If the plan doesn't work, change the plan, but never change the goal. That is what it indicates. Who must drive the cycle of reincarnation? Who must drive? It is not the brain. It must drive by the heart. You can take the opinions of the brain, but dominating should be the heart one. Then life is miracle. That is what, here also brain. The reality of life is now, as we grow old, our brain becomes developed, but heart is shrinking. What concerned with the heart? Heart is mainly concerned with the feelings and desires. And if the desires are motiveless, then the heart becomes the bigger heart. In the child, when we were in the child life, our heart was the bigger heart. No motive, just a desire. That is a force. But as we grow older and older, we have many, many motives behind our desire. So let the heart become pure, free from the motives. That is what it indicates. The reality of life is, our heart is becoming smaller and smaller, brain is becoming larger and larger. Lot of things we have accumulated in our brain. So brain is, in that sense, a registering tool. Now this is again important. Life is a miracle, and every breath we have or we take is definitely a gift. Here we know very well about this. Many times we speak about the apana, prana, apana, vyana, samana, udana, 5 prans, all this. So this udana is the upper one, upward moving energy. Prana is life-giving energy. Samana is balancing energy. Vyana is diffused energy. And apana is downward moving energy. And in connection with this, a lot of lecture can be given on this. But this is the miracle. Life is a miracle, and every breath we take is a gift. And all these pranas are controlled by our breath. So prana, we know about these 5 and how they are functioning. Each type of prana helps to balance our health. Therefore, our life depends on our health, and every breath we take is, in that sense, a gift. The next one is slide is what the last slide we have to show. That is the chakras, actually. But before that, I want to say about that serotonin pineal gland secretion called the milk honey gland, filled with such milk and honey. So this last slide, we are more concerned with the chakras. If you see the root chakra beneath, then comes the Swadhisthana chakra, that is spleen chakra. and then comes the navel chakra, that is the Nabhi chakra. So these three chakras are dominated by earth, water, and fire. And fire is the actually element which transforms, which burns the waste and transforms. So it makes the ashes, and from the ashes we can rise. So this is what fire is very important. Water is important because all secretions are done by the body. Water is filled with 80% of water is there in the body. So all these three chakras are maintaining our health. We must daily remember these chakras, at least 1 second or 2 seconds. Give them, focus your energy and activate them. Then you may rise and meditate in the heart. Heart chakra is dominated by the air. And this air, what we saw, the prana, different kinds of prana, etc. It is a driving force, moving us to everywhere. It is circulated. Oxygen is circulated throughout the body by the pumping of heart through the blood. So this is how we are kept healthy and active. Meditating in the heart, we can again raise to the higher chakra, that is the throat, that is concerned with the Akasha. So that element, Akash element, in the beginning I said, Akash element is the father of all these 4 elements below. So when we go there, then actually that opens the door. Unless that Akasha is open, no air can enter. So we have to be always go up, and when we concentrate on it, when we activate that chakra, it is only then about 2 chakras are concerned with the pituitary body and pineal body and how they lead us in the... All these are divine gifts. We have these potential centers in our body. So what I want to connect all this, our talk, with our H.P. Blavatsky given us the golden stairs: clean life, open mind, pure heart, and eager intellect. If we make our life clean, that leads to secrete dopamine hormone, which is a reward hormone, and we develop sense of appreciation. Always we are joyous, and that is called mind of equanimity. Perfect practice of this clean life. Then open mind leads to secret mood stabilizer hormone, selflessness, and mind becomes happy. Then pure heart develops oxytocin hormone, that is love hormone, that embraces all in one. That is the practice to the mind to compassionate. And finally, eager intellect leads to secret endorphin, which is a painkiller. And when we become free from the pain, free from the sorrow, then we really become radiating love towards all. This is what I end with this. And I thanks to all of you. And also both the speakers are very impressively put their thought very nicely. And I am happy that they have understood very well and explained. Thank you, Taralji, and to
thank
all
you,
of
Shinde-ji,
you.
very much. Please be there. We still have after the meeting talks. So
Yeah.
Rajeshwari-ji, please continue with your 9 minutes of Gujarati. Thank you. Unmute yourself. Thank you.
વિદ્વાન સિદ્ધેજી ના લેક્ચરને સાંભળીને આપણે સરળમાં સરળ ગુજરાતી કરવાની મેં કોશિશ કરી છે, તો આપણે જોઈએ. એમણે વાત કરી બીજા ભાગમાં કે માનવીની ઉત્ક્રાંતિનો જે આપણે થિયોસોફીમાં અભ્યાસ કરીએ છીએ કે પ્રથમ 2 જાતીય સ્વરૂપ કે આકાર ધરાવતી ન હતી અને ત્રીજી મૂળ જાતિમાં આપણને સ્વરૂપ મળ્યું છે અને તે જાતિને અલિંગ ભેદ ઉદ્ભવ્યા છે. આના માટે અસ્થિતંત્ર આવશ્યક છે. ત્યારબાદ આપણને લસિકા તંત્ર દ્વારા રક્ત સંચાર કરવા માટે રોગ પ્રતિકારક તંત્ર પણ મળ્યું છે. જે આપણને વનસ્પતિ પાસેથી મળ્યું અને તેથી તેને માટે આપણે વનસ્પતિનો આભાર માનવો જોઈએ. ડીએમટી વિશે વાત કરી એમણે કે પરમાણુ વનસ્પતિજન્ય છે. ડીએમટી પરમાણુ એનું આપણે એમ જ રહેવા દીધું છે અને તેનો વનસ્પતિ દ્વારા બહુ જ ફેલાવો થયો છે અને તેનો ઉપયોગ મનોવ્યાપારના અનુભવોમાં પણ થાય છે. આ એક એવો એમ્બર પદાર્થ છે જેને આત્મા અને પરમાણુ પણ કહે છે, જે આપણા મગજમાં પ્રવાહી સ્વરૂપે એટલે કે ફ્લુઇડ સ્વરૂપે CSF જેને કહેવાય છે એના રૂપમાં હોય છે. ડોક્ટર એન્ડ્રુ કહે છે CSF એક દિવ્ય પ્રજ્ઞાની સ્થળોનું માધ્યમ છે, એક જે સમગ્ર CNS ને આવરી લે છે. તે મગજની બહાર પણ છે અને મગજના અંદરના પોલાણમાં પણ છે. આ CSF નીચેથી ઉપર સુધી મૂળ ચક્ર સુધી વહે છે, જ્યાં કુંડલીની ઉર્જા અથવા તો સુષુપ્ત અગ્નિ છે. એમણે સ્લાઇડ દ્વારા બધું સમજાવ્યું એટલે સ્લાઇડને આપણે રિપીટ ન કરીએ, પણ આ કુંડલીની ઉર્જા છે તે આપણે જે ત્રીજી આંખની વાત કરી હતી પહેલા ભાગમાં, તેને જીવ વિજ્ઞાનમાં ત્રીજી વેન્ટ્રિકલ કહે છે. ત્રીજી વેન્ટ્રિકલમાં પાછળનો ભાગ છે એ પાઇનિયલ ગ્રંથિ ધરાવે છે અને શરીરના આગળના ભાગમાં થેલેમસ અથવા કોઈ પણ એક તરફ હોય છે. આને બ્રહ્મરંધ્ર પણ કહે છે. CSF એક ગજબનું વાહન છે એટલે કે માધ્યમ છે. શું કરે છે? તે મગજને માહિતી પ્રસારિત કરવાનું કામ કરે છે, કોશિકાઓની વ્યવસ્થા જાળવાનું કાર્ય કરે છે, હૃદયના ધબકારાને નિયંત્રિત કરે છે, ક્ષુધા એટલે કે આપણી ભૂખનું નિયમન કરે છે અને વેસ્ટ નિકાલનું કાર્ય કરે છે. મગજ, પાઇનિયલ અને પિટ્યુટરી ગ્રંથિઓ પર થતા આઘાતને તે સંભાળી લે છે, એટલે કે શોક એબ્સોર્બર છે. આપણા પૂર્વજોનું મૂળ સમુદ્રનું પાણી હતું અને તે પર્યાવરણમાંથી સંકેતો મેળવીને ઉત્ક્રાંત થયું છે. ત્યારે આપણા મનમાં પ્રશ્ન થાય છે કે શું આ CSF રહસ્યમય પ્રવાહી ફ્લુઇડ સર આપણા શરીરમાં ઉર્જાના સ્ત્રોતનું વાહન બની શકે, વાહક બની શકે? શું આ તત્વ એ દિવ્ય જ્યોતિ શું આપણને આપણા પૂરના મૂળ વિશે જાગૃત થવામાં મદદરૂપ થઈ શકે? કારણ કે આ ત્રીજી વેન્ટ્રિકલના પડદા કે જેમાં વાળથી પણ પાતળી રેખાઓ છે, તેમાં માહિતીઓનું નિયમન કરતા રિસેપ્ટર, પ્રકાશ વિકસિત થવાના પરિબળો, એક પ્રવાહ, ગતિ અને સ્પંદનો છે. એમણે કહ્યું કે જળમાં પણ સ્મૃતિ શક્તિ છે અને તો પછી જ તે ઉર્જા ધારણ કરી શકે છે, તેનો સંગ્રહ કરી શકે છે. હવે આપણે એ તો જાણીએ જ છીએ કે શ્વાસ છે, આપણે જે પ્રાણાયામ કરીએ છીએ, શ્વાસ લઈએ છીએ, એ ઉર્જાનું વાહન છે. તેનો ઉપયોગ કરીને આપણે શ્વાસને નિયંત્રિત કરીને એટલે કે પ્રાણાયામ કરીને CSF ની ગતિને વાપરીને તેને વેગવાન કરી શકીએ છીએ. લોરેન અબાયસ કે જેઓ કુંડલીની ગ્લોબલ યોગ ટીચર દક્ષિણ આફ્રિકાના છે અને જેઓ અત્યારે ન્યુયોર્કમાં રહે છે, તેઓ બંધ પ્રાણાયામ એટલે કે રેચક કુંભક વિશે લખે છે. તેમાં શ્વાસ રોકવા અને શ્વાસ છોડવાથી પાઇનિયલ ગ્રંથિ પર પ્રેશર આવે છે એટલે કે દબાણ આવે છે અને શ્વાસ છોડીએ ત્યારે ભ્રમરોમાં ઉત્તેજના વ્યાપે છે અને પાઇનિયલ ગ્રંથિઓમાંથી ડીએમટી તથા સેરોટોક્સિનનો સ્રાવ થાય છે. કુંભક અને રેચકથી નીચેનું દ્વાર ખોલે છે. તે મગજની કોશિકાઓ, આ એમણે સ્લાઇડ દ્વારા પણ સરસ રીતે સમજાવ્યું હતું, જે સામાન્ય રીતે બંધ હોય છે તેને ખોલવા માટે સહાયક બને છે. સાથે સાથે તે જોડાયેલું હોય છે. RAS આપણી સભાનતાના સ્તર સાથે સંકળાયેલું હોય છે, કારણ કે કોન્શિયસનેસ, કારણ કે તે આપણી ઇન્દ્રિયો વડે આપણે જે જોઈએ છીએ કે જે સાંભળીએ છીએ તેનાથી ઉત્તેજના પામે છે. જો રાતના સમયે આપણે સૂતા હોઈએ તો આપણી ફોનની રિંગ વાગે તો ઉઠી જઈએ છીએ, અથવા કોઈ બેલ વગાડે તો પણ આપણે ઉઠી જઈએ છીએ. એનું કારણ છે. બારીનો ખખડાટનો અવાજ સંભળાય તો પણ આપણે ઉઠી જઈએ છીએ. ત્યારે તેની જાગૃતિ માટે આજે રિફ્લેક્સ એક્શન છે, તેના માટે થઈને આપણું RAS તંત્ર જવાબદાર છે, એટલે કે હેલ્પફુલ છે. જ્યારે એમણે 3 ચક્ર વિશે પણ સ્લાઇડમાં બતાવ્યું કે જ્યારે ઉપરયુક્ત થેલેસેમિક દ્વાર આરએસ તરફ ખુલે છે અને જ્યારે ઇન્દ્રિયો બંધ હોય છે ત્યારે તેના સ્પંદનો અને આંદોલનો સ્વરૂપે મગજ અને ગામા વૈવિધ્ય ધરાવતા મગજ તરફ મોકલે છે. એવી અવસ્થાનું નિરીક્ષણ કરવામાં આવ્યું છે. આપણી કરોડરજ્જુ 33 મણકાની બનેલી છે. આ મણકા સાથે ઘણી પવિત્ર બાબતો પણ સંકળાયેલી છે, જેવી કે ઈસુ ખ્રિસ્તને 33મે વર્ષે ક્રોસ પર ચડાવવામાં આવ્યા હતા. પૃથ્વીથી સ્વર્ગ સુધી લઈ જતી જેકોન લેડર ની પગથિયાની સંસ્થા 33 છે એવો ઉલ્લેખ પણ બાઇબલમાં કરવામાં આવ્યો છે. જે સેકમ છે, કમરનું હાડકું, એ પણ 33 હાડકાનું બનેલું છે. એ 5 જોડાયેલા અસ્થિઓ 5 ઇન્દ્રિયોનું પ્રતિનિધિત્વ કરે છે. તેનું નિયંત્રણ અને વ્યવસ્થા સાંભળે છે. આપણું શરીર અમેઝિંગ છે, પોતાની મેળે રિપેર થાય છે અને પોતાની આ બધી ગ્રંથિઓનો ઉપયોગ કરે છે. ડીએમટી અને એરોટોનિન ગ્રંથિઓ સ્રાવ કે જેને દૂધ, મધ અને પાઇનિયલ કહેવામાં પણ આવે છે અને એનું પ્રતિનિધિત્વ કરે છે. તેથી દૂધ અને મધથી તેને ભરી દે છે. એમણે બીજી જે વાત કરી સ્લાઇડ દ્વારા કે ડોન્ટ ક્રાય ઓવર ધ પાસ્ટ ઇઝ ગોન. હૃદયથી વિચારો, મગજથી નહીં. ભલે હૃદયથી જ હંમેશા વિચારો, મગજને એનો વિચાર કરવા દો, પણ વિચારવાનું જે છે એ હંમેશા તમે મગજથી કરો અને હૃદયથી કરો. If the plan doesn't work, change the plan, but never change the goal. કેટલી સરસ સ્લાઇડ એમણે બનાવી છે. Don't cry over the past, it's gone. મને એક બહુ ગમતો એક એક્ઝામ્પલ છે કે જ્યારે ક્રિકેટર છે એ બોલ લગાવે છે ત્યારે એ આગળ બોલનો નથી જોતો કે આગળ કયો બોલ મારો ગયો કે પછીનો કયો બોલ આવશે એ પણ નથી જોતો. જે બોલ મારવાનો છે એને જ જોવે છે, પ્રેઝન્ટ ટેન્સ. તો એ બહુ સરસ વાત એમણે આ સ્લાઇડ દ્વારા કરી છે. બીજી એક ફ્રીક્વન્સીની પણ વાત એમને સ્લાઇડ મૂકી હતી. એમાં અહમ, કામ અને પ્રેમ એ જે છે, અને એમાંથી જે પ્રેમ છે એ માસ્ટર કી છે. પ્રેમથી જ એકતા આવે છે, બાકી ઈગો નુકસાન કરે છે. કામ એની જગ્યાએ છે અને લવ એટલે કે પ્રેમ છે એ એક માસ્ટર કી છે. એ ઉપરાંત એમણે કહ્યું કે બ્લેવેટ્સ્કીના પગથિયા જે છે એમાં પહેલું પગથિયું છે સ્વસ્થ જીવન. સ્વસ્થ જીવન જોઈએ એટલે આપણું જેવું જીવન હશે એવી હેલ્થ રહેશે અને હેલ્થ હશે એવું જીવન થશે. સ્વસ્થ જીવન છે એ આપણને સ્રાવ તરફ દોરી જાય છે. પછી ડોપામાઇન જે છે એ આંતરિક સ્ત્રાવ એના લીધે એને મળે છે. પ્રશંસાની ભાવના વિકસે છે. કોઈ સારું કામ કરે તો એને એપ્રિશિએશન કરે છે. એ વાત ખુલ્લું મન છે એ સ્ત્રાવ તરફ દોરી જાય છે. સેરોટોનિન છે એ મૂડને સ્થિર રાખતો સ્ત્રાવ છે. એટલે જો કોઈ માણસ મૂડી ન હોય તો એને આવા સ્ત્રાવની ખામી પણ હોઈ શકે છે. એના લીધે સેરોટોનિનના લીધે નિસ્વાર્થ ભાવના પણ વિકસે છે. શુદ્ધ હૃદય હોય એ પ્રેમના સ્ત્રાવ તરફ દોરી જાય છે. જેનું હૃદય શુદ્ધ છે, કાંઈ આડાવડા અંદર વિચારો નથી, એને પ્રેમના સ્ત્રાવ તરફ દોરી જાય છે. ઓક્સિટોસિન જે છે એ સર્વને એકતામાં ગૂંથે છે, બધાને એક રાખે છે. આપણે અત્યારે તરલભાઈની મહેનતને કારણે બધા એક થઈને વાત કરી રહ્યા છીએ. એ જે છે એ ઓક્સિટોસિનને કારણે છે. ઉત્સુક બુદ્ધિ છે સ્ત્રાવ તરફ વિશ્વ એકતા. સોરી
2 મિનિટ છે તમારી પાસે.
હાજી. ઉત્સુક બુદ્ધિ છે એ સ્રાવ તરફ દોરી જાય છે અને એન્ડ્રોકિન છે એ દર્દ શામક છે. એટલે આ બધા જ તત્વો અંદર છે જ આપણી પાસે. પેઇન કિલર્સ છે આ બધા. એમણે શિંદેજીએ બહુ જ સરસ રીતે એમણે વાત કરી આને કારણે. અને જે એમણે બીજું પણ કહ્યું કે DNA not only reacts to but can be repaired with certain frequencies. This is why music is a very good medicine. Sir, I like this the most because very simple way you have said that because of the music. અને આપણી જે વૈશ્વિક પ્રાર્થના છે એ પણ છે શાંતિ શાંતિ શાંતિ. કોઈ પણ વસ્તુ હોય આપણે સંગીતથી બહુ સારી રીતે સમજાવી શકીએ છીએ. થેન્ક યુ વેરી મચ સર. તમારા શિંદેજી, because of you have written this and therefore I have tried my level best to explain in very simple Gujarati. थैंक यू सर।
थैंक यू राजेश्वरी जी। कृतिका जी, आप हिंदी में समापन कीजिए, 9 मिनट है आपके पास। धन्यवाद।
तो अब पार्ट 2 का हिंदी ट्रांसलेशन शुरू करते हैं। मानव विकास के बारे में जैसा कि हम थियोसॉफी में अध्ययन करते हैं कि पहले 2 जातियां बिना किसी रूप या आकार की थी। रूप हमें ट्राई रूट रेस से मिला और इस रेस के अंत में लिंग अलग अलग हो गए। एक ठोस कंकाल प्रणाली यानी स्केलेटल सिस्टम होना आवश्यक है और हमें यह खनिज साम्राज्य यानी मिनरल किंगडम से मिला है। इसलिए हमें हर समय राज्य के प्रति आभारी रहने की आवश्यकता है। दांत और हड्डियां आमतौर पर संरक्षित महत्वपूर्ण अवशेष हैं। फिर हमें लसिका यानी लिम्फ और लसीफाटी प्रणाली यानी लिम्फेटिक सिस्टम मिले जो लसिका को प्रतिरक्षा प्रणाली के रूप में प्रसारित करती हैं। हमें यह पौधे के साम्राज्य से मिले जिसके लिए हमें पौधे के साम्राज्य के प्रति आभारी होने की आवश्यकता है। अब डीएमटी अणु यानी डाइमिथाइल ट्राइप्टामिन अणु पौधे के साम्राज्य में व्यापक रूप से फैला हुआ है जिसका उपयोग साइकेडेलिक अनुभवों में किया जाता है। इस एम्बर पदार्थ को स्पिरिट अणु भी कहा जाता है और यह मस्तिष्क मेरु द्रव CSF में भी मौजूद होता है। ध्रुवीयता यानी पोलैरिटी सिद्धांत के संस्थापक रुडॉल्फ स्टोन ने कहा कि CSF में आत्मा तैरती है। डॉक्टर एंड्रयू अमेरिकन स्कूल ऑफ ऑस्टियोपैथी CSF ने ईश्वरीय बुद्धिमानी के क्षण में CSF को एक मध्यस्थ के रूप में बताया है जिसमें पूरा CNS डूबा रहता है। यह मस्तिष्क के बाहर के साथ साथ मस्तिष्क वेंट्रिकल्स की गुहाओं में भी होता है। यह CSF जड़ चक्र तक नीचे की ओर प्रवाहित होता है जहां कुंडलिनी ऊर्जा या सर्प अग्नि होती है। शिंदे सर ने वो पूरा चार्ट समझाया था तो मैं उसको रिपीट नहीं करूंगी, आगे बढ़ते हैं। हम त्रिनेत्र सोल आई को जैविक दृष्टि से थर्ड वेंट्रिकल कहते हैं। थर्ड वेंट्रिकल में पीछे पीनियल ग्रंथि, सामने पिट्यूटरी बॉडी और हाइपोथैलेमस और थैलेमस दोनों तरफ होता है। इसे CSF से भारी ब्रह्मा की गुफा भी कहा जाता है। आइए जानते हैं कि CSF क्या क्या करता है हमारे शरीर में। तो CSF मस्तिष्क को सूचना का संचरण देता है। CSF पोषक तत्वों और हार्मोन्स को CMS में पहुंचाता है। CFS स्टेम सेल के प्रशिक्षक क्या गुणा करना है और क्या अंतर करना है यह भी CSF देखता है। CSF हृदय की लय का प्रबंधक भी है। यह भूख का नियामक भी है। यह हमारे शरीर के कचरे को खत्म करने वाला भी है। यह मस्तिष्क, पीनियल और पिट्यूटरी ग्रंथियों का आघात अवशोषक भी है। हम यह भी जानते हैं कि हमारा पूर्वज CSF समुद्र का पानी था और वह समुद्र का पानी विकसित हुआ पर्यावरण से संकेत प्राप्त करने के लिए। फिर हमारे मन में प्रश्न आता है कि यह CSF यानी एक रहस्यमय तरल पदार्थ हमारे शरीर में स्रोत ऊर्जा का द्रव संवाहक हो सकता है क्या? क्या यह सार ईश्वरीय चिंगारी हो सकती है जो हमें अपने शुरुआती दौर के बारे में जागरूक होने की अनुमति देती है? क्योंकि इस थर्ड वेंट्रिकल की आंतरिक दीवारें सिलिएटेड कोशिकाओं द्वारा सूचना, प्रकाश, वृद्धि कारकों, हार्मोन्स, प्रवाह, गति और कंपन की निगरानी के लिए रिसेप्टर्स के साथ पंक्तिबद्ध है। शिंदे सर ने एक डायग्राम दिखाया था जिसमें लेफ्ट ब्रेन और राइट ब्रेन की कुछ एक्टिविटीज बताई गई थी। तो जब हम राइट ब्रेन के बारे में बात करते हैं तो राइट ब्रेन वैश्विक ध्यान में हमारी मदद करता है, पूर्ण मान्यता, समष्टि, जीवित चीजों की पहचान, नए अनुभवों के लिए खुलापन, अंतर्ज्ञान और सहानुभूति। और जब हम लेफ्ट ब्रेन के बारे में बात करेंगे तो स्थानीय ध्यान, व्यक्तिगत बिल्डिंग ब्लॉक्स द्वारा रचित दुनिया की धारणा, मृत वस्तुओं को समझना, स्थिर और प्रासंगिक वस्तुओं को समझने के अभ्यस्त, नए अनुभवों को खारिज करता है, सार और प्रतिकामक। चलिए, अब हम जान चुके हैं कि जल में स्मरण शक्ति होती है, तो इस रहस्यमय द्रव में क्यों नहीं, जो ऊर्जा को अवशोषित, संग्रहित और प्रसारित कर सकता है। जैसे कि हम जानते हैं कि अब सांस ऊर्जा वाहन है, इसीलिए हम सीएसएफ की गति में हेरफेर और तेजी ला सकते हैं सांस नियंत्रण के माध्यम से। लॉरेन बायस, दक्षिण अफ्रीका, एक कुंडलिनी ग्लोबल योग सिखाती है जो अब न्यूयॉर्क में रहती है। वे शरीर के ब्लॉक या बंधों के बारे में लिखती है। कुंभक रेचक, सांस रोकना और सांस छोड़ना। सांस रोकने से पीनियल ग्रंथि के तरफ दबाव बनता है और जैसे ही हम सांस छोड़ते हैं सीलिया की सिमुलेशन होती है और पीनियल ग्रंथि से डाइमिथाइल ट्राइप्टामाइन और सेरोटॉक्सिन निकलता है। अब निचला द्वार खुलता है। यह मस्तिष्क के तने पर थैलेमिक गेट खोलने की अनुमति देता है जो आमतौर पर बंद होता है, जो रेटिकुलर एक्टिवेटिंग सिस्टम या आरएएस से जुड़ा होता है। आरएएस हमारी जागरूकता के स्तर के लिए जिम्मेदार है क्योंकि यह हमारी इंद्रियों से उत्तेजना प्राप्त करता है, जो हम देखते हैं, जो हम सुनते हैं। अगर हम रात में बिस्तर पर मान लो सो रहे हैं और अपने सामने किसी दरवाजे पे छेड़छाड़ हो या खिड़की पर खड़खड़ाहट हो, तो उस जागरूकता के लिए हमारा आरएएस जिम्मेदार होगा। जब इंद्रियों के बंद होने पर उपरोक्त थैलेमिक गेट आरएएस के लिए खुलता है, तब हमारे शरीर के शक्ति केंद्रों से ऊर्जा मस्तिष्क में जाती है और गामा मस्तिष्क तरंगों के पैटर्न की स्थिति देखी जाती है। हमारे स्पाइनल कॉलम में 33 वर्टिब्रे से बने होते हैं। नंबर 33 में कई पवित्र संघ हैं, जैसे कि यीशु 33 साल की उम्र में सूली पर चढ़े। जैकब लैडर यानी सीडी का उल्लेख पृथ्वी से स्वर्ग तक की सीडी, इसका उल्लेख भी 33 नंबर से किया गया है। 33 में शामिल त्रिकास्थी है। त्रिकास्थी यानी सैक्रम में 5 जुड़े हुए कशेरुक होते हैं। क्या ये 5 जुड़े हुए कशेरुक थैलेमिक गेट को खोलने के लिए नियंत्रित की गई 5 इंद्रियों का प्रतिनिधित्व कर सकते हैं? डीएमटी और सेरोटोनिन पीनियल ग्रंथि, साव्र यानी सिक्रीशन, कैलिड दूध शहद, पीनियल ग्रंथि ऐसे दूध और शहद से भरी होती है। अब मैडम ब्लेवात्स्की जी ने जो कुछ विशेषताएं बताई हैं उन पर रोशनी डालते हैं। स्वच्छ जीवन, फिर डोपामाइन, ये एक रिवॉर्ड हार्मोन के साव्र की ओर ले जाता है। प्रशंसा की भावना विकसित होती है। जब भी कोई आपकी तारीफ करेगा तो ये हार्मोन सिक्रीट होने लगेगा बॉडी में, या जब भी कुछ आपने जीत लिया, कोई अचीवमेंट मिली, तो ये हार्मोन एक्टिवेट हो जाएगा। ओपन माइंड, फिर सेरोटोनिन यानी ये मूड स्टेबलाइजर हार्मोन का साव्र करता है। उसके बाद उन्होंने निस्वार्थता के बारे में बताया। फिर शुद्ध हृदय, लव हार्मोन। उसके बाद ऑक्सीटोसिन, जो सभी को एक में समाहित करता है, उत्सुक बुद्धि, और अंत में एंडोर्फिन, ये एक दर्द निवारक के एहसास की ओर ले जाता है। तो तरल सर मुझे दिख गए तो मुझे समझ में आ गया है कि
नहीं है, 2 मिनट है अभी, आप बोलिए, लास्ट 2 मिनट।
अब जो सर ने चार्ट समझाए, जो उन्होंने डायग्राम समझाए, वो तो है ही, बट जैसे कि राजेश्वरी मैम ने भी बोला, उसमें जो कोटेशंस लिखी हुई थी वो सिर्फ यहीं पढ़कर ये मीटिंग एंड होने तक नहीं सीमित रहनी चाहिए। वो कोटेशंस हमारी लाइफ चेंजिंग कोटेशंस है। थैंक यू सो मच शिंदे सर। स्पेशली आपने जो लिखा था वो चेंज ऑफ प्लान वाला, वो आई थिंक हर स्टूडेंट के लिए, हर ऑफिस गोइंग ह्यूमन बीइंग के लिए, या किसी भी लाइफ की स्टेज के लिए बहुत ही परफेक्ट कोट है। तो आई थिंक यू ऑल शुड क्लिक अ स्क्रीनशॉट ऑफ दिस पीपीटी।
ये स्लाइड की बात कर रहे हैं आप।
थैंक यू सो मच।
थैंक यू, थैंक यू,
थैंक यू शिंदे जी, थैंक यू राजेश्वरी जी, थैंक यू कृतिका। बहुत ही शानदार रहा आज, अनुवाद भी बहुत अच्छा रहा, और जाहिर है कि शिंदे साहब ने तो प्रिपरेशन किया ही था। There are many participants today, so if anyone has a question or something, kindly raise your hand.
Yes, Taralji.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes, sir. Please go ahead. What's your...
Our universe is a very big and huge one, and also limitless. The Earth is a tiny dot as compared to cosmos or Brahmando. I have a question to Chandrakant ji. Is our Earth the only planet blessed with the gift of life? What the Shastra says in this regard? Does theosophical philosophy converge with the findings of science that there may be many more planets in the universe with the forms of intelligent life present in this? Thank you, Chandrakant.
Yeah. Human being is not only an intelligent species on the earth. There are many, many intelligent species. They are living along with us. And besides this, we don't know what is on the other planets. Maybe there, but we are limited to our solar system. Within our solar system, Earth is sufficient to give us all kind of needed necessaries. So our aim of life is tasmat yogi bhava. We are individual souls, and aim of human life is to try for union of individual soul with the universal soul. And this universal soul is with the solar system. That is what we can understand. So personality to universality is our journey.
Thank you.
Through individuality. Personality to universality through individuality. That is our journey.
Okay, many, many thanks.
Yeah, Pradeep also something want to ask.
Pradeep also has raised hand. Pradeep. Go ahead. Sir, I think you are mute.
I am not mute. You are mute.
No, Pradeep ji is mute.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Shinde ji. I raised my hand to ask a question, but the internet connection is very weak. Sorry.
Okay.
Anyways, my question is for Shinde Saab. It was a very detailed lecture. Thank you so much. Nowadays, there is a lot of research available and also being published that there is a connection between the flow of the CSF, the central spinal fluid, the flow of CSF to the breathing habit of that particular individual.
So experiments have done on this.
So even that, I am not getting that paper, but very recently I studied that. Even it has been published that they have done a study on various patients, that they studied the breathing pattern and then they studied the CSF flow pattern. Now my question is, so if considering that yes, breathing affects the flow of CSF, the central spinal fluid, and central spinal fluid is directly connected with all the 7 chakras. And so is that the connection that what science cannot prove, that in theosophical terms we can explain the connection between the practice of meditation, where focusing on breathing, finally connecting to the flow of central spinal fluid and to the stimulation of these 7 chakras. So I just want you to elaborate in this junction.
Yeah. Good, Pradeep. Very good question. Actually, what we can do, we can adjust our frequencies and just activate our chakras. Just focus your energy. Where there is focus, the energy flows towards that. So if you focus your energy towards that particular chakra, then definitely it moves the CSF and all that, everything is moved towards that. That is what, at least 1 or 2 seconds, we can focus our energy on these energy centers to activate them. Then automatically it takes, because body has got its own intelligence. Body has got its own system of healing. And it is waiting for the upward movement. But we are blocking it. That is what we have to be careful. Thank you, Pradeep. Very good. You read that one, CSF, about CSF experiments. Very good experiments are going on now.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Pradeep ji.
Thank you.
Anyone else, if they want to ask a question?
Sir, I'm
Yeah.
Shastri from Elur.
Yeah.
I'd like to ask one question from
Please,
Shinde, sir.
Can you, yeah.
Sir,
Ah.
am I audible to you, sir?
Yeah, you are audible.
Sir, you are telling that chakra, we have to concentrate on chakras so that we can understand something about the self itself. How is it possible, sir? In the busy life, we are trying to do all these things as you suggested. But one thing, I have found some result after listening to your suggestion.
Yeah.
Shinde, sir?
Yeah, yes. I am really
Sometimes like I happen to ask about chakras, and you have suggested to me to concentrate on chakras, and
yeah, I know.
I have done it.
You asked
very...
me, and it is better to concentrate on the heart chakra and meditate on that.
Yes, sir.
Not in the below. Just below, just you give focus of your attention. And
yes,
what
sir.
we should aim is, we should be aimed to be unselfish.
Yes, sir. That is true.
And also we should aim to be impartial.
Yes,
and
sir.
to be kind. So
yes,
if we are aimed at and focus our attention on these qualities, perhaps that will naturally activate our chakras.
That I have found, sir. I experienced it.
Very nice, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Welcome.
Yes, Anil Kumar ji, Barwa ji, आप कुछ पूछना चाह रहे हैं? Yeah, please go ahead. सर आवाज नहीं आ रही आपकी. अनिल जी आपकी आवाज वॉइस नहीं आ रहा है. Can you remove this plug from you so the natural voice will come? Take the connection out.
Yes.
Yeah, now it's clear.
It is coming.
Yeah.
No, actually, one of our Himalayan gurus I am following, actually he says, according to him, we should concentrate on the Sahasrara Chakra. Then we should put our Chitta in the Sahasrara Chakra. That is what we are doing. And but Shinde Sahab, you have told that it is in the I think Hridaya Chakra or something that you have told, heart chakra. So whether, because according to him, he has shown, Jnaneshwar actually told that our body is like a temple and our Sahasrara Chakra is like a door to the temple. So even the philosophy that every day we should go to the temple and concentrate and for get inside yourself. So that is he explained that, but people interpreted as going to temple and board and whatever it is. But he says the Sahasrara Chakra, that is where we should concentrate. We should put our Chitta. Now here, Chitta and mind. So we must understand also that. Can you very clear me that Chitta and what is Chitta and what is mind?
Chitta is that hair. You mean Chitta? I don't understand what is Chitta.
Chitta, people say that it is mind. Chitta.
Chitta.
Seed.
Chitta.
Oh.
Yeah.
Chitta. Yeah. It is the Chitta Vritti Nirodha. There are many. Chitta consists of ego, that is ahankara, buddhi, chitta. And so all these together, mana, buddhi, ahankara, that all three together, that forms the chitta. So mind must be open, ego must go. And as I said, ego is essential for the self-existence. Yes. And self-realization also, ego is essential. So this ego makes us unique. So that chitta vritti, you can concentrate on your chitta. That means concentrate on mana, buddhi, ahankara. So these three that constitute the chitta. And you have to be free from all modifications of the mind. Heart must be free of all motives. So then only you can concentrate on the Sahasrara Chakra. It is not good to concentrate on Sahasrara Chakra. So if you concentrate, that gets stimulated. And if the lower chakras are not purified, then that secretion which may harm you. So better what is said, you can concentrate on the heart. Heart is the center which is distributing the prana. And this prana is essential for our breathing and essential, and naturally it opens your door to the Ajna Chakra that goes to the pituitary and pineal. And then naturally Sahasrara Chakra will be activated. Don't worry about it. But you begin with the heart.
In normal meditation, we are concentrating on the Ajna Chakra. People are prescribing Ajna Chakra, where our Guru stays there. Ajna Chakra, that is this.
You can follow, but under his guidance. Otherwise, more safe is heart chakra.
Anyway, thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah, Vimalji.
I've got something to add here. We are talking about
the diagram of CWL from which book?
Jasuji, not from any book. He gave some for some serious members, some diagram he gave, and I liked it. Somewhere I found in scrapbooks, etc. Some scrap here and there.
Okay.
We found it, and I liked it. How that funnels become expanded together, we can have a larger funnel. That is what we are speaking about, to form a channel for the flow of the higher forces.
Sir, one more thing. Sir, you remember in our School of Wisdom many years ago, maybe almost 10 years ago, you had explained about this higher triangle and lower triangle, in which it is a reflection. You have also explained it other times also, where the higher mental is a reflection of the lower mental.
Yes.
Buddhi is a reflection of the Kama Rupa body.
Yeah.
Atma is reflection of the physical body. So in the context of today's talk, you have given a lot of, you have said that a lot of chemicals and also about the prana, how different things, I mean, our emotions are activate all these energies, and also the opening of the Kundalini. So little bit, can you explain how the Atma is a reflection of the body?
See, it is that is given by the triangle.
The body is the reflection.
If you keep the triangle upward directing, and below if you keep the mirror, then the reflected image is now whatever is up comes to the down. So up is Atma and down is body. You got it?
Yes.
So will is the strength, and desire is this action is our that will. So it action concerned with the body. So Atma, Buddhi, Manasa, will, wisdom, and love. And love.
My question is that how does that reflection happen? Like how do you see that the Atma is reflected in the body?
Correct. I tell you, when our thoughts becomes the noble thoughts, when our desire becomes the motiveless, then our action becomes not individual actions, but action is the action taken by the divine will. So divine will comes into our action in this way. Have you got my point? That action is not our tiny will. That action is by the divine will. To take that divine will in our action, we have to make our thoughts noble thoughts and make our heart free from the motives. Then only when desire becomes motiveless, when thought becomes those noble thoughts, then naturally his will is acting through our actions.
If I may add something
nice question.
here.
We can have a second part on it someday. Jasuji, boliye sir.
Yeah. So okay, I'll speak in English. You are talking about the chakras and the music. You know, I have been practicing that you simply play the keys, sa, re, ga, ma, pa, da, ni. Even if you play the keys and you just concentrate on purity of your thought and emotions, then and then you will see all the results coming to you. And only if you can, whenever you get time, you listen to good music. And a lot of music is there in YouTube. And another thing is that, you know, the litmus test for everything, we should not aspire for power. This inner power, what we are talking about. We should aspire only for the service we are supposed to give through the society or through the heart. And the litmus test for is that at every given stage, whatever thought, emotion, or action is prompting us to do it, we should challenge that thing and ask the litmus test questions. Is it pious? Is it pious? Pure it could be, but it is not pious sometimes. So there is a difference between piousness and pureness. So we should be giving a test only on pious things. And that is a litmus test for every smallest action we make, then we'll start getting into the right track. All this mechanism, of course, is very important. But at the end result, our practice daily in meditation is the most important factor.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your very wonderful thoughts. And I think it is 8:19. So we should really wind up because आज का session बहुत बढ़िया रहा.
Harshvardhan.
Yes. Tell me.
Shall I give some small introduction to
Harshvardhan,
please. Jasuji, hello. एक मिनट हर्षवर्धन भाई. Jasuji, बोलिए.
Yes.
I was born in Tanzania. And in Tanzania, we started the Theosophical Society. I joined in 1931. At the age of 31. And since then, I was regularly running classes over there. And now I'm here in Toronto. See, look, science has given us so much togetherness.
Yes. And we are all from different zones meeting on this Triveni.
Different zones, yeah, exactly.
Please keep coming, Jasubhai. It was wonderful to have you.
And my name is, the phone is in the name of my wife. And my name is Hasmukh.
Okay.
Thank you, Hasmukh.
And now
you are in Toronto?
Yeah, he's in Toronto. Charlie has also joined, and so had some other people from abroad. Now, yes, sir.
We are running every alternate Monday classes here from Toronto. There are about 20 people joining me. And the recent book which I was studying is The Spiritual Art of Healing by TARAL. And she discusses all the levels of Brahmans in individual cells. And that is where we are studying now. But it's such an interesting thing. And the whole prayer, we used to recite the whole Golden Stair prayer in our meetings every time on Mondays and Wednesdays.
Yeah, that's good. And I would request you to write your phone number so I can contact you regularly. And every Tuesday we are having this meeting. Please, every time,
join. Phone number.
Wonderful to have you. Harshvardhan bhai, quickly 1 minute from you, and then we go to prayers.
Okay, phone number.
Yes, let me express certain things. First of all, I must congratulate Shinde-ji. You spoke very nicely, and it was just a particular thing that whenever you speak, I must translate. And today, Rajeshwari Ben translated very nicely, and Hindi. Kritika, I congratulate you, beta.
Real congratulations. You are so fluent.
Very nicely. Yes, Shinde-ji.
Both of you get translated so very well, expertly. And it helps a lot. And shall I give you my phone number on here?
Right, sir.
Sir, I have given. Okay.
Okay.
416 700 9355. I'm also on WhatsApp, so it will be easy.
Okay, sir.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad to be again united with the group, philosophical groups.
Very nice.
For your convenience, I have also written my number in chat box. You can please note down.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Harshvardhan, sorry to interrupt you.
No problem. No, it is very, very natural and very enthusiastic matter that anybody who comes over on the platform and expresses the views, that is really welcome, and we like it. Shinde-ji, you explained very nicely about the informative knowledge, then comes the transcendental knowledge, and then intuitive knowledge. These three things, I think, get together with the particular explanation of all the mental level and our spiritual level.
Yeah.
Really, it is a matter of great training, hard training for us, and this training should be continuously done. And for that, we must study well, we must ponder over well, and then we must write something individually. Whatever we gain, that is after writing something, we can get it. Reading and listening is all right. We can listen to somebody, we can just have a kind of deliberation, it is all right. But when we write something, it gets the individual approach, and our mind broadens in that way, and the system of the particular, all the senses that go on with the particular level of understanding, that expands. That is the real theosophic knowledge. And you just touch that theosophic knowledge. And really, because the time is now enough for us to... So I finish here, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
Premlata ji has raised hand. Premlata ji, quickly in 1 minute. Yeah, please go ahead. Unmute yourself. Please unmute yourself.
Hi everyone. Just a minute is enough for me. I just wanted to make a few points that I have read elsewhere, where it correlates with what Shinde-ji has talked. I just thought I'll share. A very devotional and saint and a poetess has shared earlier. He mentioned about how we have a gift. She has said that more venerable, there is nothing venerable like how we have a human body, and more venerable is when we are born with a healthy body. And more than that is when we earn for knowledge and wisdom. It's just the earning itself is enough, and we will be able to go to it. And when we use our body for the improvement of oneself and others through charity and tapas, it is the best that we can do with our human body. She is a very old, Avayar is the name, Tamil poetess. So I was recalling that and trying to share with you all. And another point is, he talked about discrimination. That is one of the most difficult qualities that we can develop. And if we try to develop that, we can take better decisions. I remember this 4 letters from AFM, at the feet of the master. We should know to discriminate what is real and unreal, very difficult. What is right and wrong, what is important and unimportant, what is useful and not useful. So if we remember these 4 points, like he said, we can make better choices. RITU is what I remember and write, and it is very difficult, even if we try to follow.
Yeah.
And one more is about, there is a person, Mandy Hall. He also writes about how our human body is like a great miracle. He explained about the CSF and all. It's the greatest miracle that God has really produced. It's like, it's a image of him. That is what is represented in many religions, not only in Hinduism, many religions. And they built temples in Egypt, everywhere in all religions, in the form of a human body. So that's the greatest miracle. And as within is as without. We have a small cosmos within our body, is what is said. As above is so below. Like Vimal was talking about the triangle, Vimal and Shinde sir. As above is so below. And as within is as without is a hermetic law. And it is, this law is there in every literature, every European and Tamil literature, everywhere this is mentioned. And last is, I love the slide where he had the heart and the brain. That's a wonderful representation in this world. We really develop our brain a lot. It's not wrong to develop our brain. Actually, we should go in the right direction. We should try to concentrate slowly away from the materialistic world. And it is said in How to Study Theosophy, Madam has said, as we try to learn and progress, new pathways, we will be very confused studying theosophy, new pathways will slowly develop in the brain as we read and try to go spiritually, and our consciousness will develop. So that is what Shinde sir has mentioned, and that can happen only when you develop our heart through compassion and love. Love is the foremost. That is mentioned in AFM also. It is the best of all the four qualities. When you develop love, we develop ourselves very well. And there is proper real wisdom only when the heart and the brain unites. That is what I have read also.
I would add one only sentence in Gujarati, which will really open up our mind. It says, Maru etlu saru ne sachu, ke saru ne sachu etlu maru.
Very good. Yeah.
It will really open up our mind, and all the prejudices, preconceived ideas would flow away out, and your mind is ready to grab something new.
Yeah. Okay.
Premlata ji, it was good to have you.
The last point is about our music music thing. That is really great. I love that slide also. It is said the Veena instrument we have is what we have made, and we are the Veena of God. Just like the spinal cord is twisted, we have the Veena and string instruments. That represents the spinal cord, the Veena. As we play, as we learn music in a good way, our consciousness really develops. Thank you.
Thank you. Your name is Prema Anand or Premlata Anand?
Premlata is my full name.
Okay. Nice to have you, and maybe you can prepare a lecture on musical instrument and its effect. It would be wonderful. And just give me a date. Okay, now we are going towards the prayer, but I will just like to request, I have written my phone number here, +91. Many of you have requested me that how can we speak on Triveni meeting. So just take down this number and give me a WhatsApp. We will exchange dates. Thank you. Yes, Atul bhai.
કેશવરબેન શિવોમનું ગાન કરાવશે અને ત્યારબાદ આપણે સભાનું સમાપન કરીશું. કેશવરબેન, આપનું સ્વાગત છે.
मनोबुद्ध्यहंकार चित्तानि नाहं न कर्णं न जीवा न च घ्राण नेत्रे न च व्योम भूमि न तेजो न वायुः चिदानंद रूप शिवोहम 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 चिदानंद रूप शिवोहम शिवोहम न च प्राण संज्ञो न वै पंच वायु न वा सप्त धातु न वा पंच कोश न वाक्पानि पादौ न चौपस्थ पायुः चिदानंद रूप शिवोहम शिवोहम शिवोऽहं 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 चिदानन्दरूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं न मे द्वेष रागौ न मे लोभ मोहौ मदो नैव मे नैव मत्सर्य भावः न धर्मो न चार्थो न कामो न मोक्षः चिदानंद रूप शिवोऽहं 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 चिदानंद रूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं न पुण्यं न पापं न सौख्यं न दुःखं न मन्त्रो न तीर्थं न वेदा न यज्ञ अहं भोजनं नैव भोज्यं न भोक्तः चिदानंद रूप शिवोऽहं 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 चिदानंद रूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं न मृत्युर्न शंका न मे जाति भेदः पिता नैव मे नैव माता न जन्मः न बन्धुर्न मित्रं गुरुर्नैव शिष्यः चिदानंद रूप शिवोऽहं 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 चिदानंद रूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् अहं निर्विकल्पो निराकार रूपो विभुत्वा च सर्वत्र सर्वेन्द्रियाणां न वा संगतं नैव मुक्तिर्न मेयः चिदानंद रूप शिवोऽहं 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 चिदानंद रूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानंद रूप शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं.
Thank you, Keshwarji. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Atul bhai.
Thank you, everyone.